Over 1 million cinema lovers have already subscribed to Film Companion. What are you waiting for? Hit the bell icon and join our film family. Jhund is the Hindi film debut of one of Indian cinema's most invigorating filmmakers, Nagraj Manjule. With two terrific Marathi features, Fanry and Sairat, and superb shorts such as Pavasacha Nibandh and more recently Vaikunt in the Unpaused anthology, Nagraj has created a signature brand of searing provocative cinema. His films confront caste and social inequity with both anger and a harrowing poetry. Case in point, the last shot of Sairat. The image of a toddler crying, orphaned because his parents who dared to love across caste lines have been brutally murdered, is relentlessly haunting. With Jhund, Nagraj is aiming for wider appeal. It's the first time he's working with a star, Amitabh Bachchan. The story is less confrontational and more uplifting. Though the film begins with a disclaimer that it is fiction, the narrative is loosely based on the life of Vijay, the founder of Slum Soccer. Jhund is the story of how Vijay changes the lives of Dalit youngsters in a Nagpur slum by getting them hooked on football. The sport slowly weans them away from criminality, drugs, violence, and gives them hope of a better tomorrow. It's a rousing tale told with a stellar cast of professional and non-professional actors. You will recognize many faces from Sairat here, including Akash Thosar, Rinku Rajguru, Tanaji Galgunde, and Suresh Vishwakarma. The standouts are the non-pros. Ankush Gedam as Ankush Masram, also called Don. Babu Kshatriya, Yogesh Uike, Karthik Uike. These actors aren't acting. They're being. Their performances are entirely unvarnished. There's a rawness in their craft and a guilelessness on their faces that makes their characters' hard-scrabble lives even more affecting. There's a terrific scene in which Vijay is just sitting in his living room with his ragtag team and talking. Babu says casually that this is the first time anyone has shown any interest in their lives. He says, but without any visible rancor, "Kisi ne nahi pucha, tu kaisa hai?" It's a sentiment repeated in the title song, Aaya Ye Jhund Hai, written by Ajay Atul. The lyrics are, "Humko duniya ne roz dekha hai, phir bhi andekha jhund hai." Vijay and football give them the rare moment when they feel seen. Nagraj has a great talent for seeing these marginalized characters. His frames offer a bottom-up exploration of these lives, from the tiny shanties framed from overhead in drone shots to the flamboyant colored hair that seems like an assertion and call for attention in an indifferent world. There are several scenes here that have power and poetry. Don and his crew's frustration, fury, and self-destructive streak is tragically palpable. There is this heartbreaking shot in which Don is sitting in this large abandoned go-down weeping loudly because his life has hit a dead end. This is a young man hobbled by a crippling lack of opportunity and a system designed to keep him in his place. A wall emphasizing the class divide stands between the slum and the outside world. Don and his friends must overcome this literal wall and the metaphorical ones on a daily basis. Nagraj's storytelling is greatly enhanced by Ajay Atul's furious, pulsating music. Aaya Ye Jhund Hai and Lat Maar are a raucous war cry. There are many stretches that soar, and yet Jhund doesn't match the blistering excellence of Nagraj's earlier films. For starters, there is the nearly 3-hour-long runtime. Sairat also clocked in at 2 hours and 54 minutes, but Nagraj, exerting a masterly grip on the narrative, never allowed our attention to wander. Here, his focus seems to be a little scattered. The screenplay juggles between establishing too many characters who inevitably suffer from sketchy writing. There's a young Muslim wife and mother who loves to play football. Vijay's son, who's at first annoyed by his father's generosity, but then suddenly has a change of heart. A security guard who turns out to be a solid player. Intriguingly, despite the bladder-bursting duration, the film doesn't seem to have enough time to pause and let us soak in the events or the emotions. A character dies. This bit is wonderfully staged, but the story quickly moves on to the next scene. Of course, life in these mean streets is nasty, brutish, and short, but the screenplay doesn't allow the audience to fully process the tragedy of this. Some of the character arcs are overtly simplistic. One man's life is literally saved by football. The sport helps him to stave off his suicidal tendencies, but again we have little sense of who he is or what has brought him to this point. There's also a highly unconvincing flirtation between Don and a girl who comes to college in a Mercedes. These formulaic Hindi film touches flatten out Nagraj's distinctive voice. Jhund also struggles to blend in the towering persona of Amitabh Bachchan into its more documentary style aesthetic. Nagraj and his terrific DOP Sudhakar Reddy Yakanti are going for gritty realism. And Mr. Bachchan, despite his tempered, genial, avuncular presence, remains larger than life. Jhund suffers from this clash of tonality. The actor is also saddled with some of the film's most banal lines, like "Janam se koi अपराधी nahi hota" or "ये बच्चे जीने के लिए संघर्ष कर रहे हैं." Jhund is an unwieldy film, but it's not a forgettable one. Take the track of Rinku, who plays a village girl without any identification, who must somehow get a passport made. The rounds that she does with her father, going from one place to another to somehow prove that she is a legitimate citizen, is Kafkaesque, darkly funny, and just awful. At one point, her father exclaims, "Aadmi ki koi कीमत ही नहीं." It's these moments of tough truth that give the film its power. You can see Jhund at a theatre near you. Don't forget to wear a mask. For more reviews like this, subscribe to Film Companion and don't forget to check out our website, filmcompanion.in.